5 things off the wall.
That's us, man. 24/7.
You should expect the unexpected. I mean,
Make it known that this is all about being 100% authentic.
We are live now.
So with that being said, let's jump right in.
Let's go.
Yo, what up? What up? What up? Welcome to another episode of 5 Things Off the Wall. I am your boy, D. Wills.
Guns.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Peace, beautiful people. It's your boy, Dev.
What's happening, man? It's Walt. I'm here, folks. How y'all doing?
All right. Yo, listen. So we want to first thank all you all for joining us this week for another episode. If you have not followed us or subscribed on multiple platforms, that's YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Anchor FM. What is that?
The Google.
Google. Who else?
We
Who
on Breaker. We on
Breaker.
Breaker. We on all the on your favorite podcasting platform and on YouTube. And like and follow and share on YouTube. That would be really nice.
And, and subscribe.
Yeah, let's see if we can monetize that thing, man. That would be dope.
I'm with it.
I like money.
Hey,
I'm with it. Yep.
Dollar bills, y'all.
So I'm here, right? So we do these YouTube. We take our content, we put it on YouTube, right? So people can actually see us and what it looks like. So I'm sitting here, but the screen really highlights everything. Like I'm not satisfied with my mustache right now. Like
I'm not gonna say nothing, but it's crooked.
You see that? Like
that's bad.
It's terrible. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
That's
like,
not. That's bad, bro. Like,
yeah.
Why did he do that?
I don't know, man. I want him to get better though.
No,
I want him to get better. He do great at my beard. My beard, the beard. You know what I'm saying, which is I love.
It's like he had a change of heart. He was gonna go. He was gonna go full goatee on one side, and he was like, I don't know if I like that. Let me give him a little bit of an extend out on the other just to see. Like, yeah. Wait till you see it. Wait till you look back. There's like a whole space. There's a finger's worth of skin.
Yeah, so I gotta fix that. I can't be out here. Can't be out here in the streets. I can't be out here. I need congruency. I need congruency.
You definitely need some. You need some unity in your face.
Unity.
Who you calling?
That's a unity.
Yo, let's jump into the topics, man, because y'all silly. Y'all go off topic all the time. Yo, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, man. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Can I say I was not eager to watch it because not a fan of either character. However, I am glad that I made that decision.
Good.
Yeah.
Why? It's a really good show. Like, I like Anthony Mackie. I mean, ever since Papa Doc, like he's always been an interesting actor to me.
Clarence?
Clarence. Yeah, his real name is Clarence.
Clarence.
Clarence parents, they got a real nice marriage. They got a real good marriage. But ever since that, like he's been a dope actor to me. Like I feel like he's been really solid. So
yes.
When I saw him in,
he's a Juilliard grad.
Did not know that. Shouts out to Anthony Mackie, big time. That's dope.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll check it out, whatever. I seen him in the Avengers and all that. I was like, it's a weird character or whatever. I thought it was kind of odd, like out of all the characters for Cap to give the shield to an Endgame, he gave it to him.
Well, that's how it is in the comics.
Right, I get it, but it's just I didn't feel like his character in the movie was strong enough.
Yeah. I just think I think it's because they focused. You didn't get enough of him, which is I think what you get in this series now, right? Like some of the other characters, we saw their movies, their stories prior to Avengers. With him, all we had was the Avengers, and he had to share that time, that screen time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, he was in Ant-Man and the Wasp. He was in that too. Because Ant-Man gave him the business.
Was it Ant-Man and the Wasp, or was it
It was Ant-Man. It was Ant-Man. He was an Ant-Man because it was at the end of Ant-Man.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Because he had to break in to get the little piece, the little small chamber thing that ended up being the chamber that showed up in Ant-Man and the Wasp. But anyways, in episode 2, let's just go ahead and put this out there now. Spoiler alert. If you have not seen it, I know it's only been out for barely 24 hours. If you haven't seen it, you probably don't want to listen to this episode just yet, or pause us right now, go watch it for an hour, and then come back and then give us your thoughts.
Or fast forwarders.
Don't fast forward us. Just pause. Put us on pause so that we can get the full stream and you can hear everything we're going to say. Because if they fast forward, then they'll miss it.
They'll miss what we got to hear.
And then they got to go back to it. Is that what you're saying? So
Yeah,
we get 2 views.
Yeah, they may not have time. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward and keep it going.
I could rock with that.
All right.
So it opens up with first off, it opens up with an HBCU band, which I like that type sound, which is really dope. Yep. Nod to the HBCUs. Being black right now is
black is good.
It's lightweight cool. It's lightweight cool as far as entertainment goes.
Black is cool.
And this is episode 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Episode 2.
So where does the story take place? Like right now, I know after watching episode 1, I know he went down where his family is and sister. Are they in New Orleans?
Yeah, right outside of New Orleans. Yeah.
Okay, so they're in Louisiana.
He said something like, "I always represent NOLA," something like that.
Okay,
It didn't sound authentic. That was, if there was a fail in that moment, it was that actual line. I felt like that was trash.
But the funny part is, I actually think he's from Louisiana in real life.
It didn't sound authentic at all.
Wow. I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna do some research right now.
It did not sound authentic at all.
So for season 2, though, for episode 2, they're not in
NOLA.
in Louisiana. They went overseas to investigate some stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then they ended up in Baltimore after that happened. So, but it opens up like kind of, at the end of episode 1, they introduced the new Captain America. They pick up
U.S. agent.
He's
from New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Word. They pick up and see in episode 2, they pick up with a full introduction of Captain America. I thought it was interesting that for the introduction of Captain America, they chose to have an HBCU band playing the Captain America music. I thought that was really dope. It was really awesome.
Yeah.
Very timely.
Yes.
And before you go deep into episode 2, I will say, even from the first episode, I could see those hints of being unapologetically black in the series. So yeah.
Well, you got to also remember that the beats that the series and the show is taking is the beats that was in the comic. So a lot of the source material that they received, they have those same type of they had the same storyline. So some of the things that will be addressed in this season were addressed in the comic.
So Dev, when did you start? Like, were you comics as a kid, teenager, adult?
Kid, but I never collected comics. I could my thing at the time was doing cards. So I got sucked into comics and such from the cards and trading cards, specifically when it came to like X-Men, not really Avengers, more X-Men. And then when the series came out when we were younger, the X-Men series, then the Spider-Man series, I was engulfed in it then too. But yeah, my biggest thing was not the comic books themselves, but more sort of the cards.
Yeah, right, cool. I just learned something. Yeah, I'm learning as our fans and subscribers are learning. I love this.
Okay, so back to the source material.
Back to episode 2. So
keep it going. Walt, go ahead.
Right. So I think one of the doper unspoken things was how they address even in today's society, unless you basically got to be an Avenger to be absolved from being unjustly accused by the police, because there's a scene where first off, where they go meet an original super soldier.
Yeah,
his name was Isaiah.
So his name is Isaiah Bradley, and he was the second. First black man. He was the first black Captain America, but he came after the original Steve Rogers was put on ice, and what they wanted to do was recreate the super soldier program. And there was multiple people who they actually injected the serum into, but Isaiah Bradley was the one that survived.
Mm-hmm. He was he was the first black man. So
for a moment, he was the first black Captain America, but not too many people in the comics, nor obviously in the show, knew that.
Yep. Anthony Mackie didn't know. Bucky knew. And Bucky, Anthony Mackie kind of gave Bucky the business, like, yo, so they're arguing in front of Isaiah's house because this is all new to Falcon at the time, to Sam at the time. And they're arguing in front of Isaiah's house. And he's like, yo, how you going to tell me that there was a black super soldier and no one knew? Like, no one wanted to tell me this. And Bucky said, you know, I didn't even tell Cap this. Nobody really knew, you know, and the reason being is he had already been through enough. That's because Hydra had kind of done some stuff to him, and you know,
well, not only Hydra, the regular government too.
Yeah. But it was just, you know, he had been through enough. So Bucky felt like, you know, it was in his best interest just to let the man kind of be, you know. And this is he's an older guy. So they're arguing in front of the house. The cops pull up. Bucky is 100% wrong. Right, but Anthony Mackie, and they're just having a heated debate. You know, it's two guys in the street, no pushing, no shoving, not even really loud words. But the cops pull up, and they immediately kind of press Sam. You know, they press the Falcon character, the black man, and even though Bucky's kind of like, nah, we're good, and Anthony Mackie was like, nah, we straight. They're like, nah, we need to see some ID. Come up off that ID. And it's the whole standard, you know, black stereotype type stuff that they go through. And I thought it was really interesting to see that play out. And it took for Bucky's character to tell the cops, do you know who this is? You know, and then the cops had to kind of do a double take to be like, oh, wait, it's Falcon. I didn't recognize you without the goggles. So it's kind of like, dang, you know what I mean? Even an Avenger ain't safe.
Right.
All black.
All black.
Well,
yeah. Well, let's keep it. Let's call it for what it is. This particular series is going to hit on a lot of different beats. One of the beats that it's going to hit on specifically is race, and one of the reasons why Anthony Mackie's role, Sam Wilson, Falcon, one of the reasons why he was very reluctant to take the Captain America mantle was because he felt, and he's going to get to it in the series, but he felt like people were not going to be ready for a black Captain America. Correct, a black Captain America, because when you look at Captain America, you see the white guy person, the white guy.
And the crazy thing is, that's really what happened. You know, when they gave him, when they were talking about making him Captain America for real, even though that's how the comic plays out.
Yeah. In real life,
you know,
in real life, he was like,
real life. People was pissed, like, no, Captain America can't be no black man. Like, so how trash is that? You know, and then once they realized he was an Avenger, you know, of course they chilled out, they apologized or whatever, and they ended up arresting Bucky because he had a warrant. He had a warrant for his arrest.
He didn't go to his mandatory counseling
session. His mandatory anger management sessions. So, you know, I felt like that moment was really dope, coupled with the black band. I feel like, you know, they're injecting some real needed social issues, even though they're kind of soft in that regard. You know, it's not like they're
but it's doing its part.
Yeah, they're not tackling anything hard, but I don't think it's the place of this show to tackle anything hard. I think it should be
correct.
It should be, you know, hey, give this audience something. You know, everybody should have, in my mind, I feel like everybody should have a small dose of you know, this is life. This is the reality that we live. It's not a make-believe world we're living in.
Well, you know, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think they're doing really good with it. You know, I know Stan Lee's not here anymore, so you know he probably didn't write a lot of this, you know, the content for the episodes, but he laid the foundation. So, shouts out to Stan Lee, rest in peace, Stan Lee, for pushing the envelope in a time where it really wasn't being pushed.
Correct. Yeah, the OG. Yeah, the only thing I would say that is that, you know, the whole Captain America series, period, not when he's together with the Avengers, but his movies in particular, they always hit on some type of political beat, whatever that may be. And this Falcon and Winter Soldier falls into that same premise and same vein as the Captain America movies. And for all of the Captain America movies, they've all been solid. You know, you got the one where they are fighting against each other, and that truly is a Captain America movie. But the two before that, specifically the first one and the Winter Soldier, those were really good movies in terms of their action and keeping you engaged in what was going on. And this series in itself, even though it's 6 separate episodes, it acts, and the way everything lays out it really feels like a movie.
Right.
So they did a good job in still making it like a movie without having Captain America in it, but having these two secondary characters come to the forefront and be primary characters. And both of them, Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie, are holding their own and keeping at least the viewer engaged for the first 2 episodes.
Look, I like the Bucky character, man. I like him. I do. I think that's one of the. So I feel like there's been some castings by in this Marvel Cinematic Universe, even in the series. There's only been some that have been like spot on. It's really hard not to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I feel like that was perfect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's really hard for me not to see. I don't know the fella's name, but the cat who plays the Punisher, he's bodying that Punisher role. Like I feel like that was dope. I really want I really want them to kind of make sure they revive that.
His name is John Berenthal.
Yeah, Berenthal.
He was in The Walking Dead.
That is correct.
Yeah.
The Luke Cage character is not as great as the was the Bushmaster.
Yeah,
Bushmaster. And Mahershala Ali as Cottonmouth, man, like them dudes, they killed those characters. Like those are great. To me, those are great characters. You know, I really liked them. The Daredevil character wasn't bad either. I didn't feel like he was bad. I felt like he was pretty solid. And go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say was that some of the Marvel characters will be coming over to the MCU.
Yeah.
So what happened was, just to give a quick background, what happened is once those Netflix series ended and they made the decision to end, they put something contractually in place to have them cool off. So it was a cool off period for a certain amount of time before they could even be discussed or considered to be in other episodes of other series or movies or such.
Right.
Same characters. So the talk now is to bring over specific characters. Daredevil's character is actually going to be in the upcoming Spider-Man movie. The Punisher character will be in other upcoming series or movies within the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
He's gonna have to be in an X-Men because him and Wolverine have beef.
Maybe not. We'll see. You know how they write stuff differently. The Jessica Jones character has been talked about in being in something dealing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The only 2 characters as of now that have not been discussed about coming over is the Luke Cage and Iron Fist character. Those may change, but as of now, I haven't seen any reports on those.
Cool. Y'all getting y'all comic book nerd on.
Now, I'm about to say, do you hear the fanboy geek?
It's definitely going down.
Come out right now. I can talk about this forever, but all in all, just to sum it up, I think overall the two series, WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think they're doing a good job in terms of keeping fans engaged. So
so kind of sticking with that same tone and vein of being like this blackness, this black theme, wanted to switch and pivot to Sesame Street, man. I'm
sorry, hold on. Before we even do that, I just want to give the viewers something. So, obviously you see there's only 3 of us today. That is because our sister, our partner, is going to be out for probably the next few episodes as she deals with the mourning and the loss of a family member. So we just want to, as brothers, want to give our condolences to our sister, and we welcome her when she returns. So shout out to you, Crystal. Shout out and love to your family. We love you, and our condolences. All right, let's keep it going.
Shout out, C-Mac. Love you,
man.
So wanted to kind of stick with this black theme, this blackness that, we're seeing a lot of programs really be intentional about addressing diversity and equity. And so one series that has not been shy of this is Sesame Street. Like I've been very impressed with the social emotional learning, the equity. Whoever is behind Sesame Street, they have it together. So they know how to do. Yeah. So shouts out to them. They know how to do the academics as well as the social emotional, and pull it all together. And so we're going to talk about some of the new characters. But even before that, right, there's a character I watched maybe 2018. They had a episode of a young lady. I think her name was Gabrielle. So and she, you know, she had this stigma about her hair because the white character, you know, her hair could move and kind of swing freely. So she had this confidence issue about her hair not being able to do what her white counterpart hair was doing. And so I think that episode was really dope because they really got into the fact of, you know, her loving her hair and who she is in her skin, and it was just dope, man.
I agree. Yeah. The characters that are on there, what's their names again, Walt?
Wes and Elijah.
Love it.
So fast forwarding, Wes and Elijah. These are new characters that have been introduced to the Sesame Street series. Right. Let's talk about it.
So I think Wes is the kid, I think, and then Elijah is the father. Sesame Street, like Derek said, they weren't really intentional about trying. They were really intentional about trying to introduce these Black characters and make them be a part of the neighborhood, a part of Sesame Street, right? And one of the things that I know I was apprehensive about, like, was this going to be a stereotypical character? I was concerned with that. I was like, yo, we can't really have it be, let's not make it be a stereotypical character. Don't want to see the weird hip hop slang and the funny accents. Don't do that, right? We don't want that to happen. Yep. But what they ended up doing was they made these characters in particular, they made their appearance be about skin tone, right? Elmo walks up, and if you have not seen it, I think every parent should show this to their kid. Elmo walks up and he starts talking to Wes and Elijah about their skin tone and how their skin are different shades. How come your skin is a darker shade of brown, Mr. Elijah, than Wes's? And, you know, the father breaks it down. It's because I have more melanin in my skin. We all have melanin, but melanin is what impacts how dark your skin is. It also can impact your eye color and things like that. So they made it a real academic moment, like Derek said. They made it an academic moment, and they made it a moment to address just we all have it. We just got different levels of it. So it's not a thing to be, judgy about. Whatever. It's just what we got. It's who we are. And it was real educated. It was an educated moment, I felt like. And I felt like it was a really solid moment from Sesame Street, man. But, I don't know that Sesame Street has failed or missed the mark with many things. And this is definitely a good one, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must say, at first I was wondering, like, is it necessary? I did have that question because I figured, you have Sesame Street, and every Muppet on Sesame Street is of different colors, right? Already. So my first question was, do we necessarily need to have an emphasis on two Muppets that actually has Black or brown skin?
Right.
But as Walt was saying, after you listen to, how they actually was directing and controlling the narrative. So how they was controlling the narrative, you made it seem, you realize, like, yeah, this is good, especially at the time. It's timely. How they explained it was dope. And it goes back to something that, I've been thinking about and researching as well, specifically when it comes to, like, our history. I think there was a rebellion back in the day called Bacon's Rebellion, if I'm not mistaken. And pretty much the gist of that, and what I'm going to talk about now, is the fact that, the divide over people, usually people in power, what they want is to have people of different skin colors not see eye to eye. And usually what they want is to have, the white counterparts look down on people who are darker than them, when in actuality, there is commonality there. And when you get past the skin color and really just fight for one common cause, you can really galvanize a lot of things and you can really make a lot of change. But when the people in power realize that, they want to do everything that they can do to not have that happen, which is what happened with Chairman Fred. That was one of the things that happened with him as well. He was trying to collectively bring a whole bunch of different races together for one common cause. And when the people in power saw that, that's when they wanted to infiltrate and break that up. And usually you see that over history. When you see that there's a group trying to get together and you have other groups that may not look like them try to really act in one common theme.
Yeah.
Somebody who's always in power wants to actually try to break that. So, I really wanted to, for what Sesame Street did and understanding how things work at a deeper level, I think that it was truly a dope thing for them to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of Fred Hampton, I think, and I had a discussion with, my sister Tina about this, and we were talking about, and it was a few of us that were on a text about it, but we were talking about Candace Owens, and she was basically,
for those who don't know, that is Candace Owens, but keep it going.
No, I said what I said. I said what I said.
She lives in Nashville now?
I said what I said.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I said what I said. We were talking about...
No. Say, I know what you said. Just keep it going.
We're talking about Candace Owens, and she was on a podcast with somebody else who was... she was Zimbabwean of birth, but she lived there for like 17 years, and then she spent the rest of her adult life here in America. And they were basically disparaging Black people and talking about how Black people are playing the victim and yada, yada, yada. Right. And the argument that that particular person has, they always want to argue that whenever they think differently than the rest of the Black America, whenever they think differently, they're thinking outside of the box. They're being critical thinkers. They're not being sheep, or they're being, and then they're being persecuted because they don't want to think like everybody else. Right. I didn't realize how upset I got about these things until I started talking about it. I definitely got emotional. I was angry, not at my sister, of course, but I'm angry at the thought of these people carrying on like slavery is not the argument. That was centuries ago. I never owned slaves, and that was one of the things that Kunda said in her podcast. I never, there are no living slaves. Nobody alive ever owned slaves. And it's like, cool, I get that, but the last slave ship person, the last person who was transported on a slave ship died in 1940 in Selma, Alabama. 1940.
Listen, this is the interesting thing about that. This history and reports, and shout out to my boy Ryan Douglas, RD, who brought this to my attention. I just did some more research, but in the same vein, you had Black slave owners, specifically in Charleston. One in particular, that you can look up is William Ellison. He actually was a slave himself who actually achieved success before the Civil War and, became a slave owner himself. So,
even thinking about that though, like I've in some of the research I've done, some of those Black slave owners did it in a way to have better treatment of some of the slaves, as well as get some of theirs, because I know one was able to buy his wife back. They didn't know it was his wife, but he was able to purchase her and bring her to the plantation that he was on. So
but the point I'm trying to illustrate is like, when people say it was so long ago, it never happened, or not that it never happened, or it happened so long ago, nobody alive immediately was involved in it, right? Here's my thing. 1940, right? My great grandmother was 104 years old when she passed in 1999. 104. So that means that she was alive when this woman was alive.
Right.
My great grandmother is from that area. I'm not sure if it's Alabama, but she's from the Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, that deep South area. She's from that area. You know what I mean? The Black community is always tight knit, So I'm 100 years from 1999 is 1899, right?
Yes.
So that's still like there's literally there could have been people that she was around who were enslaved people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At some point, and I say that to say I remember my great grandmother. Well, 1999, we was in college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had a direct relationship with my grandmother, my great grandmother, a direct relationship. So when people say get over it, no, like my family is still impacted by that foolishness. My grandmother is from Columbia, South Carolina. She tells stories. She told, well, she's passed now, but she told stories about the mistreatment she would receive from her darker skinned family members.
Yeah.
Simply because she was fair skinned.
Yeah.
That's a direct,
And colorism is still a thing now.
It's still an issue, but that's a direct result of and wait, slavery.
But let's go. Let's process that, Dad. Like, I mean, Walt, like you said, just because she was of fairer skin, why do we call the lighter skin fairer? Like, what connotation is that? What implications is behind that? So we even got to watch. So even as we process the things that we've heard and the way we've communicated things in the past, I think we have to be very mindful of what we perpetuate, right? Intentionally or unintentionally.
But my grandmother was lighter skinned. She had longer hair. You know what I'm saying? So she was. There was moments where my grandmother would have never passed for a white woman. She wasn't that light skinned. But I'm sure to them, to the darker skinned family, she was, a reminder of the treatment that lighter skinned blacks received over darker skinned blacks. And some of them, like she would tell stories, like some of them would say it's because her father treated her better than he treated some of the other family members. But, it doesn't matter the excuse that you're using at that point. That's a direct impact, the trauma that slavery caused our people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I think about like Ben Kuntz and Kundis Owens, I think about them. It's like, y'all really are reaching with this get over it narrative.
But you know why they say that. You know why they do what they do.
I do, but I hate it. I hate it because it's like people who are ignorant latch onto that, and then you become a talking point, a representative for all Black people. You become the logical Black voice. You know what I'm saying? Don't associate them with me, with us.
I agree. I mean, that's why it's important to really, understand, have an understanding for yourself and be able to stand on your own too and make your own decisions. Because, you have Ben Carson and Candace Owens. You have that side of the coin that is that, right? But, I'm going to say this, and, it may, people are going to take it for how they're going to take it, and that's fine. I'm good with it. It's the platform we have. But, there are some things that I don't necessarily agree with when it comes to the good brother that is Sean King.
Yeah.
Because I think that sometimes, and it may not necessarily be him, because I think he's educated enough to really get all of the facts for the most, get all of the facts. But I think that what happens is that when you put stuff out there, and the way some of it comes across at times, not all the time, you'll have some viewers or you'll have some people who follow him who will immediately just click to that and not really get the full context. And this is a conversation that we have all the time, on this platform, where it's like, I get it, but we should know the full story before we start making decisions on certain things, because it may not necessarily be what is portrayed to be at face value. So there are times when I find myself not really feeling or disagreeing with how he does his things. And that's not a slight to him. That just goes back to my point of saying, it's about standing on your own too and being good with that.
I think there's a difference in having a difference of opinion and then taking your difference of opinion and making it be right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't agree with some of the things that Sean King says or does, right? You're entitled to that opinion. But if you go as far to say that's what's wrong with Black people, time out. Wait a minute now. You don't agree with it. You don't agree because your experience is different. And that's why you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
So
but again, it goes back to them making those bold statements like that so that they can get the viewers and they
have
can
an
get the
audience.
people clicking and listening. You know what I mean?
They have
That's
audience.
where their relevance comes from, right? If they don't say those things, their livelihood cease to exist.
And they keep it fair and they keep it a buck, which, because we're talking about Sean King, Sean King has an audience too. So, he has an audience that, follows him for specific reasons, and Candace and them have the same type of audience.
And if that's what brought them success, they're going to have to keep doing it. And so I think with Sean King, one of the things that he does is he puts information out so quickly because he wants to be the first. It's that media thing. We want to be the first person to report it.
I think what infuriates me the most about not Candace Owens, because that is definitely how she made her success, was being that sensational clown as she is. But Ben Carson was successful. Ben Coonson is unnecessary. You were accomplished, sir. Why did you have to flip that switch? No one cares that you're a conservative. No one cares about that. No one cares that you're a conservative, a Republican. No one wants to do that. You know what I'm saying? No one cares about that. The issue becomes when you start, when you start trying to push into saying this is the problem with Black America, and then you start trying to disassociate yourself from the very people who made you.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not relevant. You're not as relevant if you're a white doctor who does what you do. You became relevant because you're a Black doctor. And you decided to flip that coin and start this shucking and jiving crap. Come on, man. Like, you lose me with that. Like, that's an immediate fail. That's why, I stopped rocking with Steve Harvey behind that foolishness, You
say Steve Harvey be shucking and jiving?
He shucked and jived for Donald Trump. I will never forgive Steve Harvey for that foolishness.
What if Steve came back and said, I made a mistake. I missed that.
He did come back and he said that. But what irks my nerves is it wasn't genuine. It was so phony. And as we listen, and this is a perfect lead into the next thing. You can say one thing, do another, realize you're catching heat, and try to backtrack. But everybody knows it's phony at that point. And that's exactly what Steve Harvey did. I listened to his show faithfully. Steve Harvey speaks about the Black man and the Black woman and doing this and being that. And we got to be there for our people. And we got to do this. We got to do this. Yada, 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 yada. He got the phone call from Donald Trump. He sat there. And prior to him taking that phone call and taking that meeting, he sat on his show and railed that dude daily for weeks, called Trump all kinds of names. Right?
Okay. Yep.
He took the phone call. He's not that bad of a guy. That's the first time I sat in the office with somebody. He called Ben Carson on the phone and they were ready to do stuff right then and there. Nothing accomplished. Nothing was accomplished. The second people started calling Steve Harvey Uncle Tom and all of this stuff, he got on his show the next day, started crying, and started crying.
Yeah.
And whoa, time out. Hold on. I'm sorry. Houston, we have a special guest appearance.
What?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, everyone. The homie has made an appearance.
Breaking news.
C-Mac is in the building.
Guess who's been Zach? Wait. Guess who's been Zach?
C-Mac is in the building.
Are dumb.
And we ain't even going to trip that you got the wrong background right now. We don't even care. We're just going to let that roll out. Oh, it's C-Mac is in here. C-Mac is in here. What up, sis?
What's going on?
How are you?
Not much, yo.
The guest of 5 Things Off, the host of 5 Things Off the Wall.
Special
guest today, Crystal Mack.
Yeah.
Yo,
Welcome, C-Mac.
C-Mac got the.
What's going on?
She got the headphones. Yo, I'm loving the braids.
I know. Thank you.
Look, see what happens when good people show up. My whole mood changes, man. My whole mood changes.
Let me tell you a quick story, right?
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm dropping Crystal off at the airport, right?
Yeah.
And, Crystal, I don't know for those
I'm surprised you have not posted that picture.
for those watching, right, and listening. Crystal is such a bag lady. All right. Everywhere she goes, she has multiple bags, and these ain't small bags. These are like large bags. And then you have to see it's like an art because she actually has all of her bags, right, and she'll carry them and take them where they need to go. So she'll have 3 suitcases.
Shut up, Devin.
Listen, she'll have 3 suitcases, all big joints, right? And somehow, some way, she's able to roll all of them joints
all
in
3
a strategic way with them not falling. But she'll also
Because
have
that's
about
what
3,
women do. That's what women do.
But she'll also have 3. She'll also have 3 large duffel bags to boot that she'll have on either on her shoulder or on top of one of the bags, and she can strategically rolls these joints. So she'll have a bag for shoes, right?
Mhm.
She'll have a bag for her hookah, right? She'll have a bag for a
What
certain
is your
amount of
hookah have
clothes.
its own bag?
She'll have a bag for another set of clothes.
Because it needs to have its own bag. It's so much stuff.
Yeah.
I have shisha. I have my hot plate. I have my hot plate because I don't want to put my coal on people's stoves.
Yeah. You know how sometimes, unfortunately, how sometimes the homeless people be having everything with them. One shot.
Yeah.
So, it'd be a cart or whatever.
That's
Crystal be acting like that, like with all of her bags.
Yeah,
but I realize why she does this. Because when she goes on vacations, Crystal is the only person I know that goes on vacations for quarters of a year at a time.
Here we go with this quarter of a year.
All right. For those who don't know, she was in Florida for a quarter of the year. She was in Florida for 3 months.
It was 2 months, Devin.
So now she's in Rochester, right? Shout out to Rock. She's going to be there for about another 3 months. So for half of the year,
I pray not.
For half of the year, she will be out of where she normally stays at.
I pray that I'm not here for another 3 months.
Crystal, your brows. I love your brows.
Oh,
they look
thank
dope.
you.
Yeah, they look
My
dope.
eyebrow lady came back from Africa, so she hooked me up before I left Georgia.
Okay. All right. You're looking dope. You are looking dope, Crystal. You came back at a perfect time.
Perfect timing.
Perfect time.
Really?
Perfect time.
So y'all haven't started the show yet?
Oh yeah, no, we're almost done.
We started the
last segment. We weren't expecting.
Oh my God, it says recording.
Yeah, we've been started the show.
Sorry, everybody.
It's okay.
Because we are about to talk about the champ of the week.
Yay.
So, yes.
Champ of the week, Douche Canoosh.
Douche Canoosh.
Shout out to the Douche Canoosh.
I want it so much better for him.
I feel as if we really do need to find some sort of audio for that. Douche Canoosh. I don't feel like a flushing sound is appropriate. I feel like it should be.
That's the first thing I thought about.
What if it's somebody singing?
Douche Canoosh.
Derek, you got the vocals.
Get the vocals. Hit the vocals for it.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I gotta arrange it.
That sounds terrible. Whoa.
Douche Canoosh.
I'd rather say,
really?
It's time for the Douche Canoosh. Let's do it.
And with an echo on it.
We need some music behind
Nobody gave me the memo about wearing hats.
It's time for the Douche Canoosh. All right.
So here's well, real quick. Here's why I'm wearing a hat, Crystal. I was supposed to get a haircut, but I got tied up this morning and I couldn't. I was helping my cousin move, and I couldn't get back in town in time to get a haircut.
Listen,
so if I take this thing off, yeesh.
You already know what it is for me.
Anthony Hamilton.
That's a part of my.
What's wrong with Amp?
I'm actually pretty good. I'm pretty good this week, Chris. So I just wanted to represent SC State, baby.
Yeah, you already know with me. I'm always wearing hats.
Always wearing hats.
I have my Sidney Dean-ish Steelers joint. But anyways, let's talk about Douche
Canoosh. Let's talk about your boy. First of all, I hate his name, right? Because we share a name, right?
And he spells it just like you.
He spells it just like me, right? So we're talking about, if you haven't guessed yet, we're talking about Derek Jackson,
the relationship guru,
the self-proclaimed relationship guru.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Now,
okay.
He said, I never claimed that. I never claimed to be put on that pedestal. Derek Jackson never said that he was any of these things.
Wait, and he said it in third person, didn't he?
I think he might have.
Yeah, I think he did.
He did a whole. Oh my God! Just
so now,
so Chris, so who's going to lay it all out?
Hold on,
Crystal. Okay.
Before we get into that,
I'm not gonna lay it out.
I'll lay it out there, but I want to defend him for one thing. All right, he did not do the third person video of his own desire. He did it because somebody in the comments said,
somebody in the comments, yes.
Somebody in the comments said, "Hey, Derek, I think you should do, I can't wait till you do a rundown of this video." Right?
Yeah, but they ain't say do it in third person.
Well, that was the point of it. Like he wanted to treat it as if it
like
wasn't
he was
him
doing it like he was doing somebody else's.
Like he was doing somebody else's.
Okay.
I think that was a little bit genius on his part, but it became narcissistic when he began to sell his book in it. And it's like, and he started bigging himself up, like, he cheated, but he apologized and he owned it and he did this, and the hats off to that brother for that. Man, come on, man.
No.
Okay, all right. So, all right, let's take a step back. You getting ahead of the story. What happened, brother?
So,
talk to him.
Derek Jackson has been on YouTube for quite a while now. YouTube, Instagram, all social media. He's on Facebook, giving out single ladies relationship advice. All right. And I say single ladies relationship advice because he does not really, I didn't know he was even married. I mean, he got married in 2018, but he's had this woman, Danae Jackson. She's been in his life at least since 2009.
12 years.
Yeah, I think it's been over that. I think it's been longer than that, but neither here nor there. So he gives out this, relationship advice about women knowing their worth, not subjecting themselves to men who ain't this, who ain't that. You don't have to be this way. If a guy does this, you do this, and blah. He's been giving out this single ladies relationship advice. A lot of people, I'm sure, have found some value in what he said. There are some people who feel like he's a complete and total clown. Some people who always felt like they could say they saw right through him through the entire thing because something never sat right about him. Like he does all of his videos in his car.
In a car.
Right. For a long time, all his videos was in the car.
Deb coming to the defense.
I don't see a big deal about that. I don't
like coming to the defense.
The comedy in it it was like, so you did these videos in the car telling these women what to do while you was on your way to go cheat on your woman. That's what the comedy became. Hold on. I thought it was weird. Hold on. I thought it was weird that he did all his videos in his car. I thought it was weird. Listen,
but he doesn't do all his videos in his car.
In the beginning, he did. Once he became the celebrity, the social media celebrity, and he started selling books and all of this stuff, then he jumped into his office, right? But
so have y'all been watching these videos and following him like all these years?
I mean, I've
just seen him on Facebook, so I sometimes will tune in and then keep moving. Like I'm not one of them people that fall into that
what
type of stuff anyway. Like I'm not gonna.
You're not in the amen corner.
I'm not gonna go home and be like, "Boo." So Derek said, and I'm looking for this on you. Like that's stupid. Like why?
In the early phases, though, all his videos were in the car. In the early phases, all his videos were very single.
I think that's cool though.
It wasn't. I don't know that there was to me it was
bad
just
thing.
Yeah, to me it was just weird. I guess I just always wondered, like, why are you always in your car? Like, if you're on your way to do something and you're telling the story or whatever, I get it. But it's like you're having these deep, insightful, thoughtful discussions with this audience. Why do you always have to be in the car? Is that the only time the motivation hits you? Like,
so here's my thing with that.
Right.
As somebody who started doing this whole video thing, for the past few months,
right?
From what I understand is that you have a trademark and you have a presence about certain things. So, for example, when I do my videos, when it comes to Black history or women's history or whatever the case is, usually you
always have the picture of your family back there.
Either the picture of the family back there, or recently I had a picture of Nick.
Yeah,
and eventually it'll probably be a picture of Colby or somebody else, but it's always somebody behind it.
It's marketing. It's familiarity. It's branding. People get comfortable.
There you go.
Fully get that. But Dev, hold on. You did a video in your car. right?
I did a video in my car.
You did a video in your car, but that was a one-off.
It was a
You see what I'm saying? It was a one-off. Actually, no, you
That's
did
because somebody else had that arena.
He did 2 videos. He did 2 videos in his car because you did one where you was talking about the business game that you gave, and you did a video when you was talking about, yo, Black History Month is over. You know, are you gonna stop doing it?
Right, so, but that was just 2 offs because that was just where he was at the time.
The car is not the
platform of the car. I don't see why that's a big deal.
It's just as weird to me.
But the thing is, the car, the sitting in the car is not the important thing. The important thing is that he has been given this information
outside of his mistress' house. It was outside of his mistress' house. It was outside of his mistress' house that he was doing this.
You think so?
Yeah, no, it was the lady. One of his affairs. Released. She was on I think a podcast with Tasha K. Has anyone ever heard
Tasha
of
K. Now she did say one time he was doing the videos and he was in the house.
So she showed pictures of him in his car, and she circled his background, which was her arch windows, which was one of the affairs. And this is the girl that said that she was pregnant by him last year.
Because I know at one point she said, I don't know which lady it was, but it was one of the ladies. She said, like, how crazy would it have been if I'd have walked past in the background of his video while he's on this live and I'm in a thong? Like, how crazy would that have been? You know, he's giving out this advice.
But right? You knew not to do that because you knew he was married. So you just
hold on. No, see, that's the issue. He was telling these women that he was separated. This is the issue with him.
Yeah, I know what's funny about this whole thing.
What's that?
Derek is over here trying to moderate, and y'all just continue to
disregard him.
Oh, sorry, Derek.
His name is Derek. His name is Derek. His name is Derek.
Derek is really trying to bring some.
I'm being treated like Derek Jackson right
He's
now.
guilty by proxy.
No, being treated like the monitor during the presidential debates.
He's guilty by proxy.
So go ahead.
I'm going to listen to you, Derek. I'm sorry.
No. So I was going to say, so, you know, all of our listeners probably haven't, you know, really tuned in or watched or know everything that's going on with Derek Jackson, right? So, you know, give us a little bit more background. Like, so did he cheat with one woman? Did he cheat with multiple women? Like, what do we hear?
I heard since he was married one, prior to marriage, it was several, it was 2 or 3. The things that, and then I think there was some other women that was like, yeah, in college, I was pregnant by him. He made me get an abortion and stuff like that. Like there was some other things, but I think what was craziest to me through all of it, when he first came out to defend himself, because I saw 3 videos. So I'll talk about the third one in a second. I saw 2 videos, right? The one was him defending himself after the Tasha K video, right? Okay. You all right? You all right, Crystal?
Yes.
Oh, it's nauseating.
No, it's just ridiculous.
It is. It's utterly ridiculous.
So I was on his side at first, and then
he was defending himself. He tried to defend himself. What's up?
Sidebar, real quick. Yeah. We'll jump back to that. Did you know Sharon Osbourne's leaving the talk?
Yeah, I heard she was going to be fired. I heard she was going to be fired.
I didn't know she was leaving.
Yeah, I heard. I saw her. Yeah, she was going to get fired anyway. They just want to take her.
I didn't like the way she handled Sheryl Washington.
Yeah,
Cheryl that was awful.
Right, her passion in defending Piers Morgan was her own.
I don't mind her defending her friend because I would probably be passionate about my friend too.
Yeah, but when your friend is wrong,
Cheryl, right? But when you said to Cheryl, "Oh, don't start crying," because I should be the one crying.
Right,
that was wrong.
Well, that was wrong. But like, if you're going to defend your friend, cool, defend your friend. But your friend was wrong, right?
Wrong.
So you, and it wasn't like your friend was wrong. Like your friend picked the wrong Super Bowl team.
All right, cool.
No,
let's leave this.
We digress. I didn't mean to jump off the rails. But go ahead.
You did mean to jump off the rails. So
I did.
Go
ahead.
Let's go back to DJ.
Right. So Derek Jackson, like, he's been giving all this advice, and DJ. So he's been giving all this advice, and clearly he's been stepping out. Like 2 women I know talked to Tasha K, right? One of them was definitely while he was married, I know for certain. He said he had a physical relationship a sexual relationship. In one video, he said, I had a sexual relationship with this lady, but we were never physical. Like we never had sex. We never had intercourse. Okay, well, that doesn't make any sense. What's
It's
a
still
sexual?
cheating.
It doesn't.
Well, no, what is a sexual relationship that doesn't involve intercourse? I don't understand that. Like, is he trying to say he had an intimate relationship with the person? That's different. Like
Maybe he doesn't consider had intercourse.
he said
Right.
it was nothing physical whatsoever. He called it just flirting
Oh.
in the first video.
Okay.
When it was just him, he's defending himself. He said
Maybe he misspoke. Maybe he misspoke.
no, because he said it several times. It's
Some
one
bad
thing. It's
misspeak.
one thing to miss. It's one thing to misspeak. It's another thing. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
No, hey,
Yes,
hey,
son.
nephew.
Oh no, let's
Son, I'm so
let's
real
keep
life.
it
It's real
going,
life.
just like Derek last time.
Right. It's real life.
Nephew.
I'm literally
Oh, what did
recording,
he
buddy.
say?
Hold on. Let's listen to this dynamic.
Yes.
It's over.
Where'd he go?
It's
No, you
over.
bounced.
He
No.
wants
Wait.
me. Look, he wants me to take him to this video game thing that I knew nothing about. I just found out about because he went to Starbucks with my wife. There's a video game truck out in front of Starbucks. I got a text message as soon as we started recording. Yo, Colin wants you to take him to the video game truck. Okay,
So
real quick.
you're gonna take him back?
I guess, but he came in here talking about it's 11 o'clock already. Is it over at 11 o'clock? I don't know. I don't know nothing about it.
Is this video
money.
game
Let's go.
trucks? Is it separated? Like, are they like in not
I
in
know.
enclosed
Hey, yo,
locations?
Pops.
I know nothing
Hey,
about
listen,
nothing.
listen.
I know
When
nothing
is
about
you
nothing.
gonna be?
Hand in
When is
hand.
you gonna be done, Pops?
I know,
wrap
right?
this
Like,
up.
Yeah.
Wrap this up.
Stop
I'm
talking.
gonna punch you in the heart.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what Colin said.
Yes, he did. He's threatened to punch me in the heart several times. So
What did he say? He said, what did he say already? What did he say about already?
he was like, it's 11 o'clock already.
But wait. But hold on. But Caleb came through. Derek's son came through, and he
Said, "I'm
wanted
gonna punch
Derek
you
to
in
do
the tummy."
something, right? And
Yeah.
Derek was like, "Nah, I can't do that right now." And Caleb said, "I don't like you right now. I'm going to punch you in the tummy."
Yeah.
Oh.
I like how they
Yeah.
announce what I like how they announce what they're gonna do.
The location. Like it's so funny because it's like
I'm preparing you.
kids wake up. I saw a meme that said kids wake up every morning and they choose violence. That's crazy. And I'm like, yo, both of my children wake up and that's just how they feel. They feel like instead, like, some kids wake up.
Your
and it's
daughter
like,
is not like that. I am not believing that.
she is the main one.
She's the mastermind. She's the mastermind. All right.
Well, Crystal,
All right,
I come home.
wait.
Hold on. Crystal,
Go ahead.
I come home from work. Hey, how's everybody doing? Daddy. Like, that's not a greeting.
I love it.
Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Like she
It
smacks
is.
me in my stomach like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't get it. Like, I get it. Daddy got a belly.
Both of them act as if they don't know where any of this behavior coming from, but we all know
Right.
they're spin-offs of them.
Listen,
Well,
Both of y'all
I
have
don't
anger
know
management issues.
listen.
I don't know Derek.
I'm all
that
up-
way.
Both do.
I'm all
Crystal,
about-
Derek
I'm all
has
about
anger
love.
management issues too.
Right, but I
all
didn't
about-
find out until about this situation that happened in.
Yeah,
where
they
y'all were at.
both have anger
But
management.
that
I
was
know
that
Walt.
was but that was once in a decade.
I
I'm
wish
peaceful.
people knew the Walt
So-
that I saw in college, boy.
I'm glad so many
And
people
maybe
Listen.
don't
a
know that
couple of
guy.
years after college.
No,
Hey,
I'm glad so
so-
many people don't know that guy.
So this is what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna get back to Derek Jackson so that Walt can take his son to the
To the
game
game
truck.
truck.
So
Clearly.
Carlin heart punch him.
If I don't
Right.
get a heart
That's
punch,
right.
the heart punch to death. So Derek Jackson. So Derek Jackson, he's had these other women. In the first video, he denied it. He was like, I never had sex with any other woman. It didn't happen. I was only, this was just all flirting. It was this. And, my wife left me and, we got the divorce. Well, she filed the divorce papers and I was flying back and forth to Colorado to try to, get my family back. And I was at my lowest point and blah, 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 blah. He talked about it as if it was all on his wife leaving. That's why he stepped out. He never addressed why she was angry enough to leave.
Why she left, right?
But my
right.
thing is, y'all
addressed that.
got back together last year.
Hold on.
Whenever the
He
separation
never
happened.
hold on. Listen, he never addressed why. He never addressed why she left.
Right.
Now,
he
the
never
video-
said it, and we can probably
Well, they
put
did
two
on
and two
their
together,
live.
right?
It was because he was cheating.
That's what I'm saying.
They talked about it on the live.
But on the first one,
on the first one,
on the
okay.
first one, he acted like he did nothing wrong. He completely glossed over the whole you was cheating, you was still sleeping with other women.
Yeah.
When his wife came back and they did the live together, the one where they talk about her with the bonnet on, which really wasn't a bonnet. It was
wasn't a bonnet. It was a hat.
it was
It
a
was
knit
it
cap.
was
It was
it
like
was
a
the helmet. It
beret
was
type.
the helmet.
It was a
the
tam.
helmet of
It
salvation.
was like a beret type
We
thing.
will not
It was
do.
a tam.
We will not
It was
allow
a
her.
tam.
We will
That's
not
what it
allow
was.
her.
It was a
We
tam.
will
was
not
the helmet.
allow her.
It
to
was the helmet of
use-
salvation.
We will not allow her
Don't
to
do
use the
that,
armor
Derek.
of God. We will not
Derek,
allow
You
her.
see
to
a
use-
bonnet. I see the helmet of salvation. You see army fatigue. I see the breastplate
of
righteousness.
Get out of here, lady. Get out of here, lady.
Can
That's
we
Yo.
not what it
not?
was.
I am just. I'm
There's
against.
so many. There's
I'm
so many
against
peels. There's so
talking
many
about
peels.
her
There's
physical
onions.
appearance.
Yo, so the second video, he acknowledged that he was cheating, and like she dropped the F-bomb. You know, like he was like, "Yo, well, what happened?" Like he was explaining. It's like, you know, how are you supposed to respond when you find out other women effing your husband? And she tried to cut it up real quick, but it's like, no, you literally dropped the F-bomb.
That's the real response.
That's what I'm
So-
saying.
This
The
whole
real her came out.
thing.
Like,
Yeah.
the real her came out in the second video. They talked about it. He acknowledged the cheating, and he was a completely different guy in the second video than he was in the first video. Right?
You talking about where they were holding hands?
Yes, the first video he was crazy. Like, I don't want to say defensive, but he had a lot more bravado about it. The second video was real, like, kind of meek and passive. He didn't want to come off as too aggressive. He tried to let his wife do a lot of the talking for herself, and that's why it seemed like that a lot of it was her being puppeted by him or whatever. And then the third video I saw was like a quick clip of her responding to people who were coming at her for how she was dressed,
How she looked.
Yeah, and it was
So-
like that's what she did. The breastplate, right?
It's so not fair that
listen.
people are talking about the way she looks.
But
Listen,
Not
so
fair.
so so
it's not. But she's bringing it on herself.
Right,
Not
so
really,
here's-
because I
so-
didn't ask to be on film.
Stop
Listen, so
I
engaging.
here's
didn't
the
ask
thing.
to be in this situation.
But stop
So-
engaging in it.
So here's the thing. Like, she actually at this point, like, publicity for her, like, if she wanted
It's
to get some
gonna-
followers, she really could right now. They could
But
really
Yeah.
capitalize on that.
she is not.
They're going to be following her
social.
for the wrong reasons.
Right, but
She's
so
not
here's-
social.
right,
She doesn't have a social
right.
personality.
So here's the thing, right? So I went back, right? Like, I just saw that one that, you know, the first thing I saw her was when she was holding hands with him and they did that piece, right? But then shortly after that, you know, I started seeing pictures, right? And I guess all these pictures came from like her Instagram. And so the first one I saw was her standing in the bathroom, I guess, on the tub with the zoot suit on, right? With the vest.
Not
With the vest.
It's not a
I mean, she looked
Derek,
like a
don't do this.
extra-
Don't be one
a-
of them people.
what did she look like, an extra on Dick Tracy?
Derek, don't do that.
I'm saying. so
Derek,
Chris-
don't do
Chris-
that.
Wait,
She was
Chris.
She was out there with Malcolm Little. She was
Hey.
out there with Malcolm Little.
Hey,
Walking down the
Walt.
street like this.
Walt,
Hey,
Walking
Chris.
through the streets of
So
Harlem
listen.
like this.
first of all, Dick
Right.
Tracy was one of my favorite movies back in the day.
Right.
So you're not going to do this.
So Crystal. So people was saying, it was like, yo, if my woman dressed like, you know, more manly than me and dressed like wearing suits and all that stuff, I probably would step out too. So
And that's-
people
so
were
that's okay.
saying, no, I'm not saying that's okay, but people are saying like, yo, is that one of the reasons why, you know, he, you know, was more apt to step out on her?
Right.
Why are we even asking that question?
I don't know that he didn't have to have a reason. I mean, he let his fame, I feel like.
Yeah.
Here's what happened.
Yeah.
In my opinion, honestly, I can't speak about the times when where everything was good. I can only speak about the times when they were separate, right? Because he did acknowledge a lot of what he did was when they weren't together. You know, and she kind of gave him the space to do that. And he admitted to that and accepted it. His woman left him, took his kids, was filing for divorce, said she's done with him. He claims he had just given his life to Christ. So he feels like, I did all the right things. So much bad stuff happened and it's all over with. And then I got an inbox full of these half-naked women who don't even realize I'm married. That's where he messed up at, because he presented himself on all of these platforms as a single guy, because you're giving single women advice.
And he never wore a ring. Did you all?
I don't know. I never
we have to go back and let's check on it.
I never paid that much attention to him. But like he gave single women.
Now.
Yeah, he gave single women's advice. And because he gave single women advice, you're gonna have all of these women, and he wrote what, 2 books. His promo videos, he got the little fitted muscle shirts on. You gonna attract a certain type of lady,
He's a big dude.
Right?
He's a
Yeah,
big dude.
he's in the gym a few days a week. You know,
Yeah.
he's in the
So-
gym a few days a week.
You know, so here's the thing, right? So now they're promoting this book. Like, is the coincidence of it, right? Is it coincidence that they've got a book that's coming out? He has a book. He has a book that's coming out that talks about all this stuff, right?
It's already out. It's already out.
But doesn't a book talk about like the infidelity and everything?
It talks about
Right, and coming back from that, right? So is this a coincidence that now that he, you know, he had this book that was released, about to come out, whatever the case may be, right? That we're hearing about the infidelity now, or is this a publicity stunt? Did he ask the women to come forward with what they have?
No, from what I understand, wasn't it a blogger that was trying to blackmail him because
But
he wouldn't.
I don't know. I mean, all I know is I heard about it.
He wouldn't do an interview, and so he started going on this.
But here's the thing:
when they try to mess up your image, she went on this little trail trying to mess up his image and found this information and got these people to start coming forward because, like they said in the video, supposedly this stuff was dealt with last year and she's healed from it. And here we are again. So I can see her aggression about it because it was like, we already dealt with this. Now I gotta, the bandit is, the scab is being opened back up again after I've already went through my separation and my healing about this bull. And so now here we are again.
But listen, no, she was going to go through it again anyway if they were going to put a book out with all the information.
Was already out. That's what I'm saying. The book was already out.
Right. So
so that was already out. So
you think it was all promo?
I'm thinking it was some coordination here.
I've been scrolling through his different stuff on his page. I have not seen him with his hand that shows that he had a ring on.
Right.
So.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he ever, he purposefully presented himself as a single guy, single-ish type guy. He never, like, his wife was never hidden. Like, she would be at all his speaking engagements and all of this stuff. They had a public wedding, I believe. So it was never hidden. But in his videos, like, he presented himself as a single dude. So
it's just a mittens.
And
right.
you get the single women that are gonna come after you. You know,
you get the million followers.
They see this young, fit brother, you know, who got seemingly good advice. He seems like a good dude. They gonna, like, the one chick says she got in his DMs because she said she was going through something similar with something similar to what he talked about, similar with her dude. And
she was looking for a good dude. And if you appear to be this.
Not even that.
She probably wasn't looking for it, but right. I'm telling you, most women, they are looking for somebody that's talking like that. If you talking the right thing,
and that's what.
Man, get the hell on, man.
Oh, Crystal's angry
because that's dumb. That's really dumb. That's like, because Steve Harvey just made this book about think like a man, act like a woman, or whatever. Then now he's the guru, and I want to now be with him.
Hold on.
No.
Now, what I will say is Steve Harvey's book was really good. That was really sad. That was
that
solid
advice. I'm down for
hold on.
That was
let Crystal speak.
That don't mean that I'm down for him now because he got all this great information that sounds awesome.
I agree.
So
but then
that becomes attractive because he's
but here's the difference, right? We all know that Steve Harvey is married. He's talking about his marriage openly, but I'm pretty sure there were some women that was like, yo, Steve is saying all the right things. I want a man like that, right? But in this case, Derek Jackson presented himself. He never mentioned anything about him being, so he seemed to be available.
Where is the common sense in people? So you got a man that's talking a good game like this, looks the way he looks, and he's single. Come on.
Listen, that's not. Hold on, Crystal. Hold on. Why would a woman even? They don't care that he might be single, like or dating somebody, as long as he doesn't say he's married. As long as he doesn't say he's married. Like if he's just dating somebody.
But I don't want to be with nobody that's just dating somebody.
I get it. That's you. But I'm saying
these women ain't mad because he's married. They mad because they weren't the only mistress.
No, these women, I think the women that are coming forward are mad because
they weren't the only mistress.
That's my take. My thing is,
I don't know that they all knew that because
listen,
the way Tasha,
Oh,
hold
they
on,
know.
hold on.
Listen.
The way Tasha K spilled that out there, she told the one chick there was like two other. She told her on the phone, "Oh, there was like two other women that I talked to." Like that
Listen.
lady didn't even know.
Listen, here's the thing.
So that's why they mad.
I feel like something happened because some of these women knew that he was married. Some of these women didn't know that he was married, right?
He told them all the same lie. He told them the same lie.
They
That
were
he
separated, right?
They were separated.
Mm.
He wanted to get the divorce when actuality his wife had filed the papers. And then he was trying to make it be like it was her fault that the divorce wasn't going through while he was still doing the slide off. So one way or the other.
So he had the built-in out at first, but then they got together, but then they got back together, and he was just all in at that point. He was committed, and he just kept it going. That's basically what happened.
And then what happened, and I think why they all came out was because he ghosted them. Like it was time to reconcile with his wife. His wife was ready to reconcile everything. He was always trying to get his wife back, but he was still sliding off with these other chicks. When he was at a position where he could get his wife back, he ghosted these other women after he had told them, like, it's over with my wife. I'm done with her. Like, she's done with me. I'm done with her. We're moving on. And I'm just waiting on this divorce to go through. Right.
Yeah.
And he ghosted them. He cut them all off, blocked them all on social media. And then next thing they know, oh, he's back with his wife. Wait a minute. I thought everything. So I'm sure that they're screwing women and they're like, wait, you ain't about to make me out to be, and then you gonna still be out here making these videos too? Nah. Let me
read you this dialogue. So let me read you this dialogue between him and one of the mistresses. So he sends the lady a message saying, "Did you block me?" And the lady said, question mark, question mark. And he says, "Babe, I understand things are crazy right now. I get it. If you allow me to explain the situation to you, I will. Please give me the chance to explain this mess. I declined an interview with a blogger a few months back and made a video criticizing her work. She is on a smear campaign to assassinate my character. I've nothing to hide from you. I've been honest with you from day one. Can I come by to talk to you?" She says, "Derek, you lied about everything when you called last night. You said if any blogger contact me, say I don't know you and block them. I asked, what was this about? And you said over an interview, nothing more. Well, nothing more. Well, two women claimed that they had an affair with you. I didn't know nothing about this until you called now. You're doing videos with your wife, the chick you said you didn't want to marry and haven't seen in months, etc. Get the F out of here with that BS, man. Every video you record is in front of my house. You can see my house in the background. Don't contact me ever again." He says, "Please allow me to explain, Nick." No, and she says, "No, thank you." He says, "Unblock my number, exclamation point. I'm on my way to your office now. If this is what you want, let's do it. I'm not leaving you until you talk to me."
See, dude was living this whole double life.
He's living his best life.
And this is the lady that said she was pregnant by him. And this is the lady that said she was pregnant by him last year.
Yo,
hey.
He's officially the douche canoosh of the week.
He's a douche canoosh.
Yeah,
he's got 1 million followers. Probably
let's
got millions of dollars.
Let's update the 2021 calendar. Make sure that the month of March definitely has Derek Jackson in it, man.
Douche canoosh.
I do. Okay, so are we done talking about Derek?
Yeah, we got to wrap it up.
We got to wrap it up. Oh yeah, she has to go to the game truck because I really wanted to get on this Mr. C video, but you know.
Mr. C. Oh yeah, Mr. C's.
We'll talk about that next week.
Right.
Devin.
Yo.
So
appreciate
that's your
y'all.
teaser, everyone. Next week we're gonna be talking about Mr. C.
Maybe.
Yeah. Listen, appreciate what?
Nothing.
Hey, what? Hey, appreciate y'all rocking with us another week, another episode of 5 Things Off the Wall. As I always say, whatever you do, take positivity with you.
Actually, you say in everything you do, take positivity with you.
In everything you do, whatever you do, just do it and do it with positivity.
And don't be cheating on your
I ain't going back and forth with you. I'm living my. All right.
Come on, give him the guns on the way out. Give him the guns on the way out, Derek.
Crystal, come on. Crystal.
No, I'm not.
Give him the
doing it.
deuce.
I am
Give him
not.
the deuce. There we go.